mean...
That was such an honor, you know. I'm making an album, too, because I have to live up to all that hype.
Behind that megawatt smile and self-deprecating humor, Dolly Parton has always harbored strong opinions about her musical contemporaries. A razor-sharp judge of authenticity with little patience for what she reportedly considered pretension or manufactured talent. Dolly's public persona is all sweetness and light, but in private she's brutally honest about music. Longtime producer Steve Buckingham allegedly revealed in 2019.
It's in my publishing company, and obviously this is going to be one of my most important copyrights.
While she's diplomatic to the press, in the studio she'd analyze exactly why something failed artistically, then dismiss it completely. Today we're counting down the 6 musical acts that allegedly drove the Queen of Country to her breaking point. The artists that made the usually gracious Dolly abandon her Tennessee charm and launch into legendary takedowns that Nashville insiders still whisper about decades later. Prepare for the definitive ranking of the musicians that tested the country icon's famous patience. The ones she criticized, mocked, and above all, reportedly viewed as betraying the authentic spirit of country music she's championed for 6 decades. Number 6. Kiss. When Kiss rose to theatrical fame in the mid-1970s, Parton reportedly viewed them as the antithesis of everything she valued in music. Style over substance, image over authenticity, and marketing over musicianship. That's not a band. That's a corporate strategy, Dolly allegedly told her band during a tour stop where Kiss was playing nearby. They've got as much to do with music as I've got to do with nuclear physics. At least I can play my instrument without setting it on fire. What few realize is that Parton's contempt went beyond aesthetic disagreement. According to session musicians who worked with both acts, Dolly would reportedly change radio stations immediately if a Kiss song came on, once allegedly saying, "I'd rather listen to a tractor pull. At least that noise serves a purpose." The tension reportedly intensified after both acts appeared on the same television special in 1978. Witnesses claim Parton watched their rehearsal with a frozen smile, afterward reportedly telling her manager, "They've mistaken volume for talent. I've spent my life trying to tell stories with music. They're just making a racket in Halloween costumes." Gene Simmons, known for his own outspoken opinions, supposedly tried to compliment Parton backstage, only to receive what one witness described as the sweetest verbal evisceration in music history. According to sources, Dolly smiled warmly and allegedly said, "Bless your heart for trying something so different. Not everyone needs to actually master music to entertain folks." According to Nashville sound engineers, Parton would occasionally reference Kiss during recording sessions as the standard to avoid, reportedly saying, "If you can't hear the humanity in the music, you might as well wear face paint and breathe fire. At least be honest about prioritizing spectacle over soul." Number 5. Kenny G. Perhaps the most surprising entry on Parton's list of musical adversaries was Kenny G, a smooth jazz saxophonist whose inoffensive melodies would seem far removed from Dolly's country world, yet reportedly earned her particular disdain. Dolly viewed Kenny G as musical wallpaper, longtime band member Richard Dennison allegedly revealed. She'd say, "He's making sounds designed to be ignored. What's the point of creating something that aims to disappear into the background? Music should demand attention, not avoid it." The rivalry reportedly intensified during the 1990s when both artists were achieving significant commercial success. According to Sony Music executives, Parton would bristle at comparisons of their cross-genre appeal, once allegedly responding, "The difference is I'm bringing country to new ears. He's bringing nothing to distracted ears." What particularly irked Dolly, according to those close to her, was Kenny G's success in the Christmas music market, territory Parton considered sacred. Dolly puts her heart and soul into Christmas songs, her sister Rachel allegedly recalled. She said Kenny G's Christmas albums were like getting socks as a present, functional but missing the entire point of the occasion. Their paths crossed at a holiday charity event in 1995, creating what one staff member described as festive tension. When Kenny attempted to discuss a potential collaboration, Dolly reportedly responded with her characteristic smile, "Honey, my music tells stories. What would your saxophone say besides shh to my voice?" Most revealing was Parton's reaction to Kenny G's record-breaking sales. According to witnesses at a dinner party, when someone mentioned he held the Guinness World Record for best-selling instrumental musician, Dolly allegedly commented, "Just goes to show there's a market for musical beige. Not everything popular is important, and not everything important is popular." Number 4. Milli Vanilli Dolly. Parton's well-documented disdain for Milli Vanilli transcended mere musical criticism. It was their fundamental dishonesty that reportedly offended the country icon's core values of authenticity and hard work. That lip-syncing scandal confirmed everything Dolly believes is wrong with the music industry, guitarist Kent Wells allegedly revealed. She called it the emperor's new clothes of pop music and was appalled that no one spotted it sooner. The tension reportedly began after Milli Vanilli's Grammy win in 1990. According to witnesses, Parton watched their acceptance speech with mounting suspicion, allegedly telling her husband Carl, "Something's off with those boys. Real singers have a relationship with their voice. They look like they're meeting theirs for the first time." What fans don't realize is that Parton reportedly predicted their downfall months before the scandal broke. During a recording session, she allegedly stopped mid-take when their hit "Girl, You Know It's True" came on the studio monitors, saying, "Mark my words, there's something not right there. No one moves like that when they're actually singing from their soul." In a particularly revealing moment after the lip-syncing scandal made headlines, Parton reportedly gathered her band before a show and said, "This is why we rehearse until our fingers bleed and our voices crack. Shortcuts always lead to dead ends in this business." Number 3. The Sex Pistols. Few fans realize that behind Parton's carefully cultivated wholesome image lurked a particular contempt for the Sex Pistols and punk rock. Not for its rebellion, which she reportedly respected, but for what she considered its deliberate musical limitations. Dolly believed in mastering your instrument before breaking the rules, bandleader Jimmy Mattingly allegedly revealed. She'd say, "The Sex Pistols skipped the mastery part. That's not revolution. That's just laziness dressed up as rebellion." Parton's disdain reportedly extended beyond their music to encompass what she considered their manufactured outrage. According to those who worked with her in the late 1970s, she viewed the Sex Pistols' approach as rebellion without purpose, once allegedly telling her band, "They're not breaking barriers, they're just breaking instruments. Real revolution comes from saying something meaningful in a new way." The animosity allegedly intensified when a journalist asked Parton about punk rock during the Here You Come Again press tour. While her official response was diplomatic, backstage she reportedly told her manager, "Those boys wouldn't last 10 minutes in a real honky-tonk." It takes more courage to open your heart in a song than to spit on your audience. What particularly troubled Parton was the Sex Pistols' approach to songcraft. She couldn't comprehend their indifference to melody, Porter Wagoner allegedly told associates. Dolly would spend weeks perfecting a bridge or finding the perfect key change. The idea of celebrating musical limitations was incomprehensible to her. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Dolly's secret musical opinions, now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. We uncover the music industry's most shocking feuds and the stories mainstream documentaries won't tell you. Subscribe now to make sure you never miss our weekly exposés on the feuds, fights, and secret animosities that shaped the music you love. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. The music history they don't want you to know continues right after this. Number 2. Disco Parton's well-documented disdain for disco transcended individual artists to encompass an entire genre, a musical movement she reportedly viewed as the antithesis of country music's storytelling tradition and emotional directness. Dolly thought disco represented everything wrong with where music was heading, producer Gary Smith allegedly revealed. She'd say, "They've removed the heart and replaced it with a drum machine. You can dance to it, but you can't feel it." The tension reportedly began during disco's late 1970s commercial peak, which coincided with Parton's own crossover success. According to witnesses, she was appalled by what she perceived as the genre's emotional emptiness, allegedly telling her band, They've turned music from storytelling into a soundtrack for nightclubs. That's not progress. That's just getting lost in the beat. What fans don't realize is that Parton reportedly refused multiple offers to record disco versions of her hits, despite RCA's requests during the Here You Come Again era.
As you come again, and here I go.
According to studio engineers, Dolly allegedly stated, "I'd rather fail honoring my roots than succeed by chasing a trend. Some wagons aren't worth jumping on." In a particularly revealing moment, Parton reportedly attended a New York disco with friends in 1978, observing silently for an hour before allegedly saying, "Not a single song has told me anything about the human condition. It's like eating cotton candy for dinner, sweet going down, but leaves you hungry for something real." The animosity wasn't entirely aesthetic. When the Disco Sucks movement gained momentum, Parton reportedly distanced herself from that backlash as well, allegedly telling her publicist, "Hating any kind of music is just as pointless as making empty music. Neither one adds anything worthwhile to the world." Number 1. Yoko Ono. The top spot on Parton's list of musical grievances was reportedly occupied by Yoko Ono, a contempt so pure that it allegedly transcended mere musical criticism to become something of a moral position. According to those close to her, Dolly viewed Ono not just as an artistic mismatch for her own values, but as someone whose approach to music was fundamentally misguided. Dolly believed music should communicate emotion clearly, longtime friend Jane Fonda allegedly revealed in a rare 2011 interview. She once told me, "Yoko mistakes confusion for depth and difficulty for meaning. If your audience needs a translator, you failed as a communicator." What most fans don't realize is that Parton's animosity reportedly began after attending an Ono performance in New York in the mid-1970s. According to witnesses, she listened in stunned silence before allegedly declaring, "That wasn't art. That was a temper tantrum with a microphone." There's a difference between breaking boundaries and just making noise. The criticism extended to every aspect of Ono's artistic presentation. During vocal sessions, Parton would reportedly use her as a cautionary example, once allegedly telling her backing singers, "Remember, the voice is an instrument meant to express, not distress. Let's leave the caterwauling to people who can't actually sing." Their paths surprisingly crossed at a John Lennon tribute event, creating what one attendee described as the ultimate study in contrasts. When Ono performed her distinctive vocal style, cameras allegedly caught Parton's expression, which one witness described as a masterclass in maintaining a polite smile while experiencing profound artistic disagreement. And there you have it, Dolly Parton's 6 most despised musical acts. From manufactured pop to experimental avant-garde, these artists managed to crack the Queen of Country's famous kindness and reveal the musical purist beneath the rhinestones. Which of Dolly's musical feuds surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.